Welcome back, one and all, to Dark Souls. So, when we last left off, we managed to enter this undead city. Seems to be a bit of a ruin, but the undead in this place seem to be keeping this place well lit. So, by suppressing this bonfire, we managed to respawn everyone. We respawned everyone, and everyone seems to be buck wild and getting me killed. I guess it's a dog-eat-dog world, after all. So just beat him wildly, and he's an awful shot. Oh, perhaps he's not. He managed to shoot me in the lung, or what would be my lung if I actually had one still. Sadly, it dissolved in the... Did he actually shoot me in the back? How did he manage that? You're probably one of those ricochet shots. I never knew you could ricochet with a crossbow. You learn something every day. So hello. You need to stop doing that, and you also need to stop running at me. Your souls now belong to me, and I shall now dominate this place as your mayor. I am Mayor Fibbles. So we got a bunch of ruined places, but we've got some here who actually have some spears. Now, spears in this game are unique weapons. You can use them while having your guard up. So what I want to do is also get my guard up, since they can do the pokey pokey. Now that person there tried to do a wild shot at me for some strange unknown reason, and now I have to wait for them to hit me first, or what I could do is whack once, and then they're not going to hit me. That's not very nice. Come on, hit me! There we go. And I can hit you wild. Come on. There we go. That's what I mean, he can stab me. You need to stop that. Come on. Oh, God. Back off. Let's back off from him. I think I upset him slightly. I mean, I did kill his friend after all, and I drunk my flask. Hello? Now, are we just going to have a shield competition until one of us lets it down and hits each other? Most likely. So I'm just going to beat you wildly then. And there we go. And then you block, and then I just pummel you to death with my wooden club. You wouldn't think this wooden club would be that good at smashing people's insides in, but if you look, they're so anorexic they probably break like a twig. The only thing that's protecting them is that, well, that piece of armor guarding their shoulders, their head, and their chest. But it doesn't protect their guts, does it? So they have kidney failure anyway. I mean, look at their pigment. Their pigment is grey. I mean, if you're grey pigment, you probably should see a doctor or start eating food. One or the other. So down here, we can just roll down here and break everything. And there's also a shelf. We have a friend behind it. Well, I would say he's a friend, even though he's got an axe and trying to kill me. It's the equivalent of saying, here's Johnny, of an undead form, but now he's nothing more than an unconscious creature on the floor that has magically dissolved his axe. It's a sad creature, really. I mean, he's lying on this pottery that he just broke. Serves him right. We never know how much that pottery would have cost. I mean, after all, this looks like a bit of crappy pottery. Probably he thought it's crappy too. In fact, I will honour your memory by breaking it for you. Now, good night, sweet prince. Good night. I have too much fun with playing with the ragdoll in this game. Way too much fun. So out here is this nice, lovely message. Here! And there's also this nice guy here who is actually petting that bucket of his. But he's also got a lot of pottery. So, hello, mister. You seem to be in the same state as I am. Are you also undead? Well, looks you're undead. You look a bit more decrepit than I ever would.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
So, what's going on in these places nearby?
Things are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below. And up above, there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too. If you stick around this place, it might end up being your grave.
Look, I'm a bit sensitive being undead, you know? I mean, after all, I did just return from an asylum where everyone basically tortured me. I heard the undead ramblings of the cult worshipping, well, some type of... Well, I guess it was a demon. But either way, that thing was awful, and you should not tease me about it. You know, you wouldn't like if I took your headscarf, would you? And wear it myself. In fact, I might do that if you insult me again.
Here, I'm not here to chit-chat. We talk business, or we talk nothing at all.
Then very well, we should talk business. What do you have on you? You have repair powder. Repair powder basically repairs weapons ever so slightly. Actually, I think it's actually repairs them all the way, actually, I believe. I believe it's Dark Souls 2 only does it slightly. They changed it ever so slightly. So basically, it makes it better, because weapons do break in this game. And this is the only way you can actually repair it, unless you get a repair spell, which we won't be getting, so it'll be nice to get some of these later on. We also have some throwing knives, which we could probably use to take out a giant bird that kidnapped us, but maybe he can take us somewhere else if he managed to get to him and have a nice lovely conversation with him. I don't think the bird can talk, but if he does, and he understands me, I won't be able to understand him. So this is a throwing knife that basically has limited range and accuracy compared to arrows, but it's a quick and easy range attack. It's like the bootleg bolt of a crossbow. So here's some normal fire bombs. It does fire damage. Well, it's a very powerful range weapon, especially in situations calling for fire damage. Very precious item at lower levels. Many warriors use these to augment their strategy repertoire. So Lloyd's Talisman. Lloyd's Talisman is an interesting thing. There's many PvP in this game, because not many creatures heal themselves. Because what it does is, it's a talisman utilized by All-Father Lloyd, which is the ultimate father god of majority of the god pantheon in this game. The cleric knights to hunt down the undead. Blocks escort recovery within a limited area. The outside world, the undead are cursed creatures, and Lloyd's cleric's knights are rightly praised for their undead hunts. This blessed talisman blocks undead recovery, allowing knights to fight with impunity. Now, I'm kind of interested right now. That cleric, or that crusader we fought, was he an All-Father Lloyd's cleric knight crusader type person? Or was he one of the other many gods in this world? I don't know. Well, we'll probably see soon enough. So what else do you have? You have an orange guidance stone. We can write messages that can be transmitted into other worlds. Where they're rated, you can also rate others. So it's kind of like an auction, but you get nothing from it, and you just... It's well, not really an auction. I guess it's the equivalent of a form, or a Tumblr, or one of those images, perhaps. Maybe. But what else do you sell? You sell a residence key. A simple study... Oh, so it just basically unlocks all of the things in the Burg. That's interesting. So you got a skeleton key. I wonder how you came across that. I wonder how many other people have that, in fact. So he's the only person that actually sells this. We might want to get that. Might. So here's a repair box. Rest our bonfire to make weapons and armor repair possible. Repair power is fragile and cannot be taken along. So basically, this has an infinite amount of repair powder by grinding down souls into a mere powdery substance, and then you can just reinforce your weapons with the souls and memories you've taken from others. Kind of a morbid way of thinking it, but either way is useful in a situation like ours. Then you have the Bombless Box, a peculiar bombless wooden box. Its origins are unknown, and some derived as a symbol of unbrindled avarice. Any number of items can be deposited into the box, and items can be managed while resting our bonfire. So we can basically transmit our items into memories that can be placed into this bottomless box where there's nothing more than the void beneath it. But actually, do you have anything else other than that? Oh, you have some weapons. You have a dagger. The dagger itself is a standard small dagger that has a modest attack and can be jabbed in rapid succession, and is effective in critical hits such as parry or when backstabbing in the back. With both slash and thrust, this dagger is useful in various situations. Daggers are also quite good for backstabbing because I think they have a high backstab damage multiplier. I believe so. You have a normal short sword. This sword is basically what everyone else is using in this place. It basically inflicts consistent regular damage at high slash damage, making it applicable to most variety of situations. The scimitar is actually a very good starting weapon. It is a high dexterity? Yes, a high dexterity modifier. It's the hand under the Premier bonus. But it requires a lot of dexterity to use it. It's a small curved sword. Each hit inflicts little damage, but a fluid chain of attacks are deadly. These scimitar's sharp slashing attacks are effective against cloth and flesh, but not against metal armor or scales. Sadly, that does not take into effect, so if someone has metal armor, it's not reduced damage. Well, obviously it's reduced damage because it's metal armor, but it's not when you're using this particular weapon. You have a rapier here, which, again, is a very good... I believe it's... No, it's actually not as good at scaling as a scimitar, which is kind of strange. You would think the dexterity would basically scale better with a rapier. But either way, this is mainly a parry weapon. This is like the dagger. If you manage to parry with it, it has a high multiplayer chance. I wonder if does it state this chance of critical. Yes, it does. So that's 131. Everything else is 100, but that's 110 critical multiplier. So it's 110% more damage, which is kind of useful. Thrusting attacks pierce and effective against foes with hard exteriors, but the wielder is left open after swinging because you're basically focusing on a nice, good lunge. You have a hand axe. This hand axe is identical to a lumberjack's tool, but has an ideal weight and strength and easy to handle. One wrong sleeve, or apparently one wrong sleeve, leaves the wielder wide open. So timing and proximity to the enemy must be judged carefully. That is true. It does leave you open, but the majority of the axes in this game has a, what's the best way to put it? Majority of the axes have, they have a good swing, but they have a good recovery time, so it's not as bad as it says. So you have a club, which is what we're using. We can buy it for 150 souls. We have a reinforced club, which might be worth taking. but we need 1 more strength to actually use it. Now, this club is a lot like the other, but basically, the reinforcement is shoddy, so it doesn't actually have much durability on it. Its attack is stronger, but it's just not that sturdy at all. So what else we got here? We got a nice spear, which is something I might actually take, since we can actually use this. A spear is commonly used by soldiers, long reach, and can be used with a shield up, effective against hard exteriors, and can hit for high damage at the right moment for enemies swing. But the radius is small, and is easily blocked by shields. That is absolutely correct. You have a short bow. The short bow is just a standard old bow that fires a projectile of basically either a stone, lead, or some type of metal arrow with some feathers on it. You have an east-west shield, which is a not very good shield. It's basically a bit better than what we currently got, but I wouldn't take it myself. You have a leather shield here, which well, it's basically the standard old shield that you'd use if you were parrying. Buckler, which is a small metal shield, slightly better than the leather shield we have there. Leather shield, which is apparently almost as good as the metal one. What is the stability on it, actually? The stability is actually better than that metal one. Interesting. The heater shield, which is actually one of the better things he sells, because it has 100% damage reduction, which is not many shields have it. As you can see, it's got physical 76 and physical 85. But that's 100, so you block all physical damage that's trying to hit you. So that's a nice shield to have, and plus I believe it has good fire resistance. It's got 75 resistance, so it's actually really good. You have the Warrior's Round Shield, which is just it's alright, it's not really too good, but it has magic reduction rather than everything else. It's got really nothing relating to it. So if you're against enemies that have good, well, magic things, it's quite actually a good shield to have. So you have some arrows here. The arrows don't have much description of them. They're just merely arrows. You have large arrows, and then you have wooden arrows. Standard arrows, large arrows, and wooden arrows. Oh, wooden arrows are the cheap ones that don't... They are just not as good. I mean, after all, it costs 3 salt for each arrow, while the standard arrow costs 10. So if you're one of a cheapskate and you just want to get some type of range weapon to have a range weapon, that's for you. Standard bolt, heavy bolt, and a wooden bolt. So bolts can be used with crossbows and so on forth, but we don't have a crossbow. We might want to get a bow later on, but right now, not so much. So there's chainmail, so if you want some decent armor, we can, but we won't be getting decent armor. So the chainmail's interlinking rings of steel commonly throughout the human world. So it's easily produced, but it's not too heavy and offers good defense. Knights may favour flashy armor, but for warriors in the battlefield, anything is fine as long as it keeps them alive. That is absolutely true. You've got leather gauntlets there, and that's all he's really selling. But he's not really selling much, so what I might do is just get the resident key for now. Just take that. Can I actually buy more than one? No, I cannot. I only can buy one, sadly. So once we buy it, we can't actually buy it again, because you only had one of them. So, goodbye.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah, so there's a nice big bloodstain on the wall, and if we manage to kill him, he drops an incredibly rare weapon. He drops one of the few katanas in this game. I believe only one merchant unlocks it, and I believe that's a religion merchant as well. So if we kill him right here, we can go with a nice early starting weapon. But we're not that type of person. We're not going to kill someone merely for a weapon. I mean, I would kill someone for a nice shiny hat to go along with my nice smooth hair. I mean, that's the only way you can tell someone's civilized these days. After all, these people are bald. That's a lot of people, actually. Let's get my shield out, because I don't trust these people. I don't stagger them either. So where's his friend? His friend is in the back over there, just running backwards and forwards. Now he's going after me, so I need to stop him from actually stabbing me. So we need to act first. Oh, he acts first. Okay, we died. So the club itself is not a fast weapon in the slightest. He is a faster weapon because my club is just a mere sword. But that's the first death of the game. So, yes, that's a Book of the Guilty. Book of the Guilty is the goddess of, well, sin of Vecna. So we're back here, and all the enemies have respawned. So you can grind souls indefinitely if you've really felt like it, if you're one of those people who likes to grind. But for some reason, those people attack faster, but these people, they don't attack fast at all. I can just bash them freely. Bash them freely would be a great album cover, I believe. Probably is an album cover. So once again, we're going to kill... Oh, wow. He has good reach there. I didn't think that he hit me. So where's his friend back here? His friend is right there. I'm going to break that, and so I break you. Vandalism is not a good thing in a ruined city. I mean, who's going to rebuild those barricades against the evil dragon that lurks above? I don't know. But I won't attack these people, mainly because they have an evil spear. And luckily they're docile as a cat who's eating a nice plate of Felix. But we do have to attack this person because this person's rather aggressive. As you can see, everyone's quite easy to kill, and everyone's quite reasonable. But upon death, you lose your humanity and you're no longer human. And we can recover all our souls right there. So what we need to do is attack first. We got hit because he did a running attack. Now we've got 2 more over there. Hopefully they don't that mean to me. So you attacked. So let's just beat you. And there we go. We got hit by the recoil there because that guy had attack ready. We just ran into it by smacking our face into his sword. But luckily our undead resilience stops us from getting any brain damage. Because we just constantly get revived if anything happens. Now what were all these people guarding, I wonder? Were they guarding anything useful? They were guarding this very body. Now I actually wonder, can I sprint across this rooftop to actually get across there? I'm going to try this. I forget if this works, so let's go to the very edge and just sprint. And I can! Huzzah! For some reason I thought you could just jump across there, but apparently not. Someone's trying to burn me out of here. Luckily, this rotten wood is a very, well, fire resistant, very fire retardant, so to say. So this person has a nice crossbow on them, so we managed to get a crossbow of our own. We didn't loot it off someone else, well we did loot it off someone else, but we didn't take it off one of our enemies who were trying to horribly maim us and possibly murder us in a horrible way. You are not very nice, so you both die by a nice rib being impaled into your heart. That's what I imagine happening. I don't know how this this wooden club is managing to do that, but hey, stranger things have known to happen. Oh, you got something. You have a cracked round shield, which is actually worse than what we currently have. But luckily these people are like so weak they have to build up their energy to throw their sword down to try and impale us and chop off a limb or two. I mean, trying to chop off a limb or two is not a very nice thing to do, but I would have a nice clean death of a club, or even though it's not really that clean as I'm just impaling ribs into their organs. Well, they probably don't have very organs aside from their heart. But either way, this body has a wooden shield. Now, this wooden shield's actually superior than what we actually own. So if we go and equip that, so this wooden shield right here is a vertically elongated wooden shield decorated with a white dragon. Wooden shields are lighter than metal shields with lower physical damage reduction and reduced shield stability. So if we ever want to replace it with a shield later on, sorry, I got out of inventory. So if we look at the stats on it, it is much better in every single way possible, aside from magic apparently. No, the magic is exactly the same, but it requires the same amount of strength. So we will wield that to make ourselves look more civilized. Now, do we have another weapon we can use? No, there's a crack round shield. A crack round shield is as the same thing as the last one, but it's nearly broken, so it doesn't actually have much durability. Compared to this one, it's got 100 more durability. So we probably want to get rid of that soon. Well, we probably want to get rid of that box and just get rid of it. But sadly, we don't have another weapon we can use. It'd be nice to have a nice axe. But we've got a nice shield now. How's the damage resistance actually on this shield? The damage resistance is, 93. So I might actually go get a spear of that guy. I just noticed I have 1 humanity. I wonder where I got that from. Oh yeah, from beating a boss, I believe. Or I randomly got it off one of the bodies. Each enemy you kill in this game has a random chance of giving you a piece of humanity. Now you can stack humanity up to 9, I believe. I believe it's 9. No, I think it's 99, I believe. It's either 9 or 99. One of the two. But when you have that, you basically have 99 chances to revive yourself. Or you could kindle 99 bonfires.
Oh, still keeping your marbles all together? Then go ahead, don't be a nitwit. Never hurts to splurge when your days are numbered.
I don't know what you're on about. I'm gonna live forever. I'm undead. Those bonfires will sustain me forever. So right here, what we'll probably get is a nice, lovely spear. Where is it? The spear is there, and it's cost 600 souls, but I personally think it's worth it. I don't think anybody's gonna drop it anytime soon.
Thank you very much.
Yes. No problem. I'll probably come back later for that nice, lovely box of yours, because who doesn't love an infinite box of wonder? I know I'd love an infinite box of wonder, just endlessly pulling things out. So now we have a spear. Now this spear is amazing. We could test it against these people, but they're a bit docile. They don't want to fight. They're more like want to hug each other and talk about the latest fads on the news today, like their latest football teams. I mean, who doesn't love their football teams they like? I mean, I don't personally, but that's just me. So we can run across here, but as soon as we run across here, we're going to be horribly ambushed by that person throwing firebombs at us, and then his friend up there. They're horrible shots because they probably have very weak arms, but we have a spear now, so let's 1-1-4. Let's dodge those fire bombs of death and go in here. Now, these people have axes. Sadly, we just managed to stab at people a lot. That person's got a shield and a metal one at that, so we want to dodge him and just endlessly poke him. You have not much health, so die! You managed to get pokes. Stop poking us. Thank you. So, hello. So we're now going to play the circle strafing game until you do that, and I stab you in the back. That's gotta hurt. Imagine to be speared in the back, going all right through your spinal columns and everything. Piercing through your stomach. It sounds like a horrible old time myself. We kill you so you don't ambush me. Even it looks like you're gonna have a nice tea party. Are you gonna have a tea party? I mean, you got it all prepared. You don't have any bread. Which is kind of disconcerting, really. But you have some books. Sadly, I'm illiterate, so I can't read anything. I merely fabricate stories as I go, because that's the story of Mr. Fibbles. Story extraordinaire. So let's read this. Treasure ahead, apparently. But this person has some treasure on him right now. So what do you have? You have a... Oh, we have a nice helmet. That person right there is staring at me with his glowing red eyes. I bet he's wondering what I'm doing. Why did his friend collapse? I'll show you why his friend collapsed. Well, you're probably going to show me why I'm about to collapse soon. Are you going to stab me? You're going to try. But horribly missed. I'm going to... Oh, I stabbed you right through the neck. And he's going to collapse down dead. Oh, he's dropped something else. Oh, some armor. So we're going to equip that nice, lovely armor. So we managed to salvage it. So this warrior helmet is, well, worn by hollow warriors, although it's made of iron. It's old and battered and worn out. Its wise gear of a sturdy form of head protection against arrows and other physical threats. Sadly, it does not protect you against headshots, since headshots do a lot of damage. We've got warrior armor here, which is just worn armor made of thick leather that has tattered with age. But nevertheless, we now have a shirt. We're no longer naked. We're now this lovely individual, but we have got a fat roll. So, depending on what your encumbrance is, depends on everything. So, what actually weighs the most of what we're wearing right now? Oh, I didn't mean to unequip it. You rate 2.5, and you rate... Wow, you actually are very heavy. So, in fact, I will unequip you, and just keep the helmet. So, actually, I don't want to wear a helmet. I don't want to hide my perfect hair. I should be proud of it. There's bloodstains everywhere in this place, but anyway, we've come across our first treasure chest. That has more black fire bombs. So we have now back to 10. We have 10 fire bombs, and now we can gallivant, just burning things galore. I mean, who doesn't love burning a good thing now and then? I know I do. So we got a nice... Oh, beware projectiles. Ah, these people right here have a chance of throwing fireballs at us. Well, fire bombs, that is. Now that person's slowly wandering towards us because he's wondering, hey, are you a friend? You have nice hair. I actually figured out why everyone's trying to attack me now. Aha, that's what they meant by the projectiles. Now, we can anger at everyone. Now, we can, like we just did there, but we can just shiv this guy over and over. Like, we shoved him in the kneecaps, and in the end, he just collapses down on the floor and takes a nap. I mean, look at him roll over. Now he's just slowly going downstairs. You, I can ignore, but you, I cannot. Now, if I wasn't blocking... Ow! Just back away from these people, because these people are horrible to me. They just keep trying to burn me over and over. So throw your lovely bomb at me, or you're going to try and shiv me. I have a feeling that you're trying to shiv me. Yes, you did. I will shiv you over and over and over. And there we go. He's now on the floor, going to take a nice lovely nap. Like everyone else. Now, because we got that nice lovely key, we can open up this door. Now, there's a few doors we can open in this place. But one of the more important things, we can open this, which will give us a very good weapon. Now, we're probably going to anger someone by opening up this chest. Well, most likely we are. So, if we punch the chest, we get gold pine resin. Now, gold pine resin is a very interesting item, to say the least. So, rare pine resin, which emits golden sparks, applies lightning to your right-hand weapon. Affected right-hand weapon inflicts rare lightning damage, making it effective against targets which are both resistant to magic and fire. Very effective against the dragon family foes. So, basically, lightning is good against dragons, and anyone's descended from dragons. So, if you've got dragon blood or a dragonborn, you are most likely going to die to lightning. Luckily, there's no dragonborn that can just shout us off a ledge. Well, there probably is someone who can throw us off a ledge, but he's not going to shout us off. So there's some people up there. 3 people to be exact. And they deserve a good shiving. Mainly you. So he's going to fall to his death. Oh, he's going to set himself on fire. But sadly, they don't suffer splash damage in this game, since firebombs don't have much splashy. But luckily, we can just shiv, and then he's going to fall off the edge. Goodbye, good sir. But we got a soul. They managed a dead body, which probably was their friend and compatriot before they all turned undead. Makes me wonder, what really killed all these people? Was it just immediate depression? Was it an outright war? Or was it people like me going over and over killing everyone by shiving them repeatedly with a spear? I mean, this spear itself looks rather fancy if you ask me. It's got a bunch of horsehair with a nice pointy diamond-shaped shiv on the end. It's kind of primitive, I know, but it gets the job done, you know? So we got here, we have a person with a horrible shot, and it deserves a repeated shiv and a kick. There we go. Sadly, he gives us no bolts. Now, I want to go down here and sort these people out, because these people down here, there's a collective of 3 of them. Now, those 2 people are going to aggro for... Yeah, they're all going to aggro at once. Now, these people with swords and shields are way more aggressive than those with spears. Oh, can't let them hit me now, can I? Oh, that was close. So this way. Now, they're one of the few undeads that will actually heal. I know everything in this game can actually heal, but not many of them actually willingly try to. Sadly, my spear is not good enough to pierce through metal, which is saddens me slightly. So we have a friend also coming up. That guy with a spear is going to try and sneak up behind us, or sneak up in the middle of combat and try and kill us if we didn't kill him quick enough. But luckily, we managed to kill him quick enough, and we got that guy's armor. Wonderful. We didn't break it in any way, shape, or form, so we managed to gain it. Now, we're going to keep going in circles until I just shiv him. And will you shiv me? You will shiv me. I'll kick you and repeatedly stab you in the chest. Oh, he did not like that table, apparently. Oh, he's healing. He's healing. You can't heal. Healing is bad for you. You need to get some health insurance so you don't die next time. And perhaps that table held some goodies. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. We'll never know because that guy collapsed into it. Maybe it had a nice piece of bread. Ooh, maybe a nice apple. So right here is a nice sign that's basically going to say, praise the sun, apparently. As you can see a nice, lovely sun ray in the distance. Gotta love suns of rays. And then we gotta be wary of trap. What trap? Now, I'm going to try and do something here. That guy down there, do I want to fight you just yet? Now that guy is one of the few really hard enemies of the game. They're the only people, I would say, in my personal opinion, that actually prove a proper fight. Now, at this stage, do I want to fight you, or do I want to come back later and shiv you repeatedly? I might want to come back later when I actually have a proper shield. Now, he himself has a chance of giving us a really good item that we won't be able to use for a while, or a very good, well, yes, just a genuine good item, I'd say. So, we want to fight him later when we won't probably die horribly. Now, the trap he was talking about is that barrel right there, which is going to be a combust on fire. But if we manage to dodge it, we managed to dodge it. Fantastic. But now there's a fire down there. Actually, there's not. Luckily, the moss on the floor is not highly combustible. If it was, then there'll probably be fire everywhere. But up here is a tower. One of the towers that enters into the inner side of this castle, type fortress-like city place. But here's a door. Now, if you had the master key, you could unlock this door and fight the creature that lurks below us. The creature below us gives us a nice, lovely item. We'll probably fight him later, but it'll be probably around the same time where we could shiv that Black Knight down there. That's what he is, a Black Knight. So if we go down this tower, what's up? This wonderful Tower of Wonder, I wonder. So there's nothing in these barrels, sadly. Perhaps it's just fun to shiv barrels over and over. And we have a fog wall. So at this point, what I'm going to do is end the video right here. Now, when we next meet up, I might return to a bonfire and level up a bit before I enter this fog wall, because this fog wall will progress the game ever so slightly. So before we progress this game and go into the place of mystery, well, mystery of wonders of that lurks below, well, across this fog wall, we shall see that next time. So next time, Mr. Fibbles will go through Wonder and probably level himself up a bit before he does that. So I shall see you later, and take care of yourselves. Goodbye.